27%. That's the amount of jobs that are now fully remote, and that number is going to increase. So if you're still working in, office space style, clock in, clock out, 9 to 5, you're missing out. But luckily, it's never been easier than today to make a high income working from your pajamas at home or in your swimwear at the beach if that's what you want. And in this video, I'm giving you 8 online jobs that can earn you a high income from anywhere in the world. And the best part about it is that many of these jobs you can start as an absolute beginner without a college degree. So let's get started. If you're someone who likes to get into the flow and work quickly with solid accuracy, becoming a transcriptionist is a solid choice. As a transcriptionist, you're responsible for converting audio and video files into text format in a way that's accurate. Apparently, AI still can't do this as well as a human with a strong attention to detail, and the demand is really high. Pretty much everyone needs transcription services. YouTubers and podcasters need their content to be converted into text for blogs and social media. Businesses need transcriptions of their meetings and conferences. Marketers need transcriptions of focus groups and product tests. There's a ton of work out there, and the barrier to entry for this job is really low. You can start earning a solid income working from your laptop at home pretty quickly. It's also really flexible, as some places allow you to work as little or as much as you want. And the pay can increase as you get better at the job. You just need to be able to have great English and be able to type fast and be able to manage your time well. Now, this work is quite tedious, but for some of you, you'll actually enjoy it. So it really just depends on your personality. But another drawback is that it can take a while to build up to the point where you're earning good money. Now, to get started as a transcriptionist, you have a couple of options. There are websites out there such as rev.com and TranscribeMe that can pay you between $16 and $22 per hour, which can be a great way to get some experience. But you're more likely to get paid more if you get hired by a company. To get your foot in the door, a good option is to market your transcription services on a place like Upwork. It's possible that a company will hire you for consistent work after you've done a couple of jobs for them. Now, according to Glassdoor.com, the average salary for a transcriptionist in the US is somewhere between $36,000 and $48,000 per year, which isn't bad. And this person from Reddit was pretty happily earning $400 to $600 per week from Rev.com, which is actually one of the lower paid ways of working as a transcriptionist. That just tells you that you can earn more as a freelancer or working for a company, but a bonus tip is to get a decent headset and a USB foot pedal. This will allow you to go 10 times faster and earn way more than most transcribers. I'm giving this a 2 out of 10 cash rating. Despite being a great beginner option, there are much better options on this list coming up. Now, here's a solid job that gives you freedom and flexibility whilst allowing you to make a decent income from home. Becoming a virtual assistant is extremely easy and doesn't require a degree or specific hard to obtain qualifications. But what does a virtual assistant do? Probably a better question to ask is, what doesn't a virtual assistant do? Because businesses and entrepreneurs sometimes have a lot on their plate, and there's high demand for people who can help them manage it all. As a VA, you might end up doing quite a few things, such as managing social media accounts, helping run a blog by handling comments, doing basic proofreading or editing and improving SEO, helping run an e-commerce store by tracking orders, managing inventory, and some basic customer service. General life admin, such as managing emails and calendars, booking appointments, and handling travel schedules. And these are just a few of the things that you might end up doing as a virtual assistant. So nobody is expecting you to, of course, be a full-on specialist with any of this stuff. Just some general help to make someone else's life easier will get you paid a surprising amount. According to Glassdoor, VAs in the US make an average of $44,000 per year, with this person on Reddit, for example, making $23 per hour, which isn't terrible for a job that requires little to nothing to start. But exactly how do you get started with this? Well, here are a few steps to get the ball rolling. Figure out your skills and what you can offer. Think about what you're good at and the services you can provide as a VA. Stuff like admin support, customer service, social media management, content creation, data entry, research. There's a lot out there, and you can learn a lot by doing a little bit of research. Hone your skills. If you need to brush up on your skills or learn new ones, check out online courses or tutorials on sites like Udemy, Coursera, or LinkedIn Learning, or of course YouTube. They've got loads of resources to help you become a good VA, capable of earning a decent rate. Decide who your clients will be. Think about the type of clients or industries that you want to work with. It could be entrepreneurs, small businesses, professionals, or a specific niche. This will help you land consistent work with the right people, meaning the people that pay you the most. And next, get clients. Okay, I know that's easier than it sounds, but there are a ton of freelance VA opportunities out there to start pitching your services to your target clients. And I'm a big believer in landing jobs and learning along the way. So all in all, this is a very popular yet solid opportunity, but it's not the best on our list by a long shot. There are some killer opportunities coming up, so I'm giving this a solid 3 out of 10 cash rating. Now we're getting into the big earners with this one. So if you're a geek when it comes to numbers, who somehow got an A in high school maths, maybe you'll want to look into becoming an online bookkeeper. You don't need a degree to get started, there's a ton of demand, and you can end up making quite a solid amount of money when you get some experience. The average salary for a virtual bookkeeper is $49,000 per year, but I'm going to show you something in just a moment that's really going to blow your mind. Now, virtual bookkeeping isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. You have to learn accounting, you have to learn how to market, you'll have to put yourself out there to network in order to get clients. It's a hustle, but it can pay you well. For example, here's someone on Upwork earning $265 an hour doing bookkeeping and accounting services. Now I promise I'm not receiving a commission from showing her profile here, I just wanted to show you what's possible. So to become a virtual bookkeeper, you need to learn bookkeeping. And you can learn quite a bit online, but I also recommend taking an online course or two on the websites I mentioned, Udemy, Coursera, but of course YouTube as well. And once you know what you're doing, you can sign up for freelance marketplace websites to connect with potential clients. This approach can lead to a ton of other opportunities because this is a very legit business that can make you a solid amount of money from it, working from home, and this is getting a solid 4 out of 10 from me, worth checking out. So if you like staying at home and avoiding people, you can do this while making money with a data entry job. Now, this involves inputting data from various places into a computer, and that's literally it. And what's good about this job is that it has pretty much no requirements to get started. You don't need a degree or any qualifications. You just need to be able to type fast with solid accuracy and know your way around Excel. But how much do you get paid? That's the million-dollar question here, right? Well, according to PayScale, the average salary of a data entry specialist is around $40,000 per year, or around $15.92 per hour, and most organizations pay more if you're fast and accurate. Another good thing about this job is that most work is pretty flexible. With some gigs, you can work as little or as much as you want and earn an extra few $100 a month, or maybe even just earn a full-time income doing something you absolutely love, typing a bunch. And if you aren't that good at typing, you can get better using free websites that will allow you to train yourself, like rapidtyping.com, where you can test your type speed and play games to improve it. Cue the Rocky music here. And on that note, as I was researching this video, I came across the zombie shooting game where you type words to kill zombies instead of using a gun. A pretty funny way to improve your typing speed if you're a gamer. And to prove that it works, we explored the land of Reddit to find someone earning $56,000 a year as a data entry clerk with the flexibility to work whenever and wherever the hell she wants, as long as she gets her work done. Not bad for a fresh out of college job, which requires no qualifications. That being said, not all jobs are like this, and there are way better options on our list, so for that reason, I'm giving this a solid 5 out of 10. Honestly, I'm a sucker for jobs that you can learn really quickly with no experience, and proofreading is one such job. So if you're passionate about reading and writing, you could absolutely make good money as a proofreader. But what does a proofreader do? In the writing process, the proofreader is the last set of eyes on a piece of content and is there purely to spot any mistakes and corrections that get missed in earlier stages. You're essentially like a professional grammar Nazi, so if you love correcting people's spelling and language mistakes, you might be a buzzkill at a party probably, but with this job, you'll get paid for it. Now, how much can a proofreader actually make? Well, according to Glassdoor, a full-time proofreader can earn between $37,000 and $56,000 a year on average, although top earning specialists can make above $105,000 per year. And I came across a guy who earns over $50 an hour as a proofreader, which isn't bad for a job that doesn't require a college degree or even much experience. So here are a few steps to kick off your career as a well-paid proofreader. Firstly, check if you've got the right skills. You need to have a great command of written English, strong attention to detail, and be able to manage your time well. Secondly, it helps to figure out your niche. Are you going to do, general proofreading? If so, who for? Students, content creators, businesses, or are you going to work for a publishing house? Another great option is to think of a specialty like legal, medical, or science proofreading, and you'll be able to charge way more that way. And we like that, right? The next thing is you need to practice your skills. There are tests online that you can check out to see what level you're at, and learning the basic rules of grammar, punctuation, sentences, structure, and all that stuff really isn't that difficult. And once you've gotten pretty good, you can start looking for jobs. Fiverr and Upwork are always great beginners, but once you've advanced a little, you can also apply to a writing community like Container and check out their jobs board. It costs a little bit every month, but if you're finding good jobs from it, then it's obviously worth it. So this is a solid choice to get started making good money online, and for that reason, this gets a 5.5 out of 10 from me. In 2022 alone, there were 4.5 billion active users across all of the different social media platforms, and most of these users spend an average of 2 hours and 27 minutes every day on social media. So if you're anything like most of us, you spend more time than you probably should on social media, but there's a way of turning the constant scrolling to your advantage, start getting paid for it. And there are a ton of businesses and entrepreneurs that will pay top dollar for someone to manage their social media accounts. Take it from me as a business owner, it can be a pain in the ass to manage all of these accounts and keep on top of it yourself. But a social media manager is in charge of a company or business's social media presence across a bunch of different platforms and making sure that everything runs smoothly and gets results. And this is a job that you don't need a ton of experience for, but you do need a few key skills. You need to know how to create content either written for platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook or Twitter, or image-based for platforms like Instagram and Pinterest. And you also need some basic graphic design, analytics, customer service, and digital marketing skills too, which again, these days you can learn online pretty easily. But how much can you make? Well, according to Glassdoor, social media managers make on average $57,000 per year. The thing is, I know that this number can be much higher, and I know I'm about to give someone some free advertising here, but to prove my point, I found Maria's profile on Upwork. She's a Pinterest social media manager with her niche being the fashion industry. And yes, you got that number correct. She's charging $250 an hour, and at this point, she's worked 11,000 hours. I'll let you do the math on that one. Okay, you're probably not going to do it. I'll put the math on the screen here for you. But to get started, you can either try your hand at freelancing or get an entry-level internship to get some experience. And I'm going to recommend something I usually recommend to people looking to get started. Learn by building. There's probably nothing better for your skill set than actually building a social media following, documenting the process to build authority, and then selling your services to audiences that you've built. Obviously, that's a time-consuming thing to do, but if you do it, you're going to make a lot. So this is a legit high-paying job, but you've got lots of competition, especially when you start out, and that's why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 cash rating. Oh, and maybe you'd like to help us manage and grow our social media by clicking the thumbs up icon below this video. I really appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm. Video content is blowing up right now. Businesses of all types and sizes are realizing that well-edited video is a damn important part of marketing. Short-form video has become insanely popular on Instagram and TikTok, and there aren't enough editors to fulfill the demand right now. So the great thing about video editing is you can learn this as a skill from free YouTube videos and carve out a decent slice of the pie for yourself, all working at home. So you don't even need a degree, although loads of editors do anyway for some reason. Now, in my research, the salary I found on Glassdoor.com puts editing at an average of $53,000 a year, I can tell you from personal experience that there are editors that are making way more. So I'm not sure what these guys are talking about. For example, this Redditor edits trailers in LA for $500 to $700 a day. So you can earn way more depending on your niche. To become a video editor and start earning some money in your PJs, here's a few ideas to get the wheels turning. Familiarize yourself with the tools of the trade. If you're on Windows, you could pick up Adobe Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve, which also offers a pretty good free version. If you're on a Mac, you should use Final Cut Pro. Failing that, you could also get started using a free software first and build your skills that way. Start a YouTube channel yourself. Having your own channel is a great way to practice your video editing skills. It also doubles as a portfolio when applying for freelance jobs. But here's a power tip: make video tutorials on the topic of video editing. Pretty meta, I know. But the reason that I'm suggesting this is that teaching something is hands down the fastest way to get really good at it. Also, by positioning yourself as a teacher, you put yourself in a position to command higher rates. You can also apply for freelance jobs because as a freelance video editor, you can pick and choose the projects that float your boat and build up your reputation as an expert. Using freelance marketplaces like Fiverr, Upwork, and Freelancer, you can find freelance editing jobs as a relative beginner. So this is an absolutely solid, high-paying online job you can do from the comfort of your sofa or even your bed if you refuse to get up in the morning like I do, and the earning potential is extremely solid, so I'm giving this an 8 out of 10 cash rating. Content is king, and right now there's a shortage of writers to create it. That means you can become a freelance writer and make a full-time income writing at home in your PJs or on a beach in Bali sipping on a cocktail like me here. It's up to you. If your English is strong and you like reading and writing, you're a good fit. Companies need articles for their website, scripts for their video content, and written posts for social media. For example, Laura makes over $15,000 per month as a legal SEO writer. There are tons of opportunities out there, and the great thing about this is that it's super flexible and you can get started pretty quickly if you know how to get started, which I will now explain to you. Firstly, decide what type of writer you want to be. You could write articles and long-form blog posts, you could ghostwrite for a business social media profile, or even work as a technical writer, converting complex ideas into easy to understand content. There is really so much scope for deciding what kind of writing that you want to do and that you like to do, and in what context, so it's really up to you. Once you've decided the kind of writing that you want to do by doing a bit of research on Google and Upwork and Fiverr, it's time to narrow down your niche. Being a generalist is likely to get you fewer jobs for less money than a specialist. Some high-performing niches are dating and relationships, personal finance, business, travel, marketing, fitness, and fashion, to name a few. To make things easier, pick a niche that you already know fairly well. So this worked out extremely well for Leslie, who left her dead-end job to pursue a writing career. Now, she makes $4,000 to $10,000 per month, and a big part of that was because she chose to specialize in a niche that she knew really well. So once you've done these steps to build an income as a freelance writer, there's something else that you need to do. Write a lot. In fact, you can get started right after this video by leaving a comment below with your thoughts on the video if you like. But if you've not done much writing before, you need to get your reps in, right? Especially in the age of AI where mediocre writing is very replaceable for much cheaper. So learn the basic fundamentals of engaging writing, storytelling, and even persuasion. Put them into practice by focusing on your niche and writing articles to put into your portfolio. This is going to make finding well-paying work much easier. It's also a good idea to start your own blog, which actually, doubles up as a portfolio. So once you've picked a niche, practice your writing a bit, and you've got some good content to show off, you can start applying for freelance writing jobs. Now, obviously, you have the usual freelance marketplaces like Fiverr, Upwork, freelance.com, but also you've got Flex Jobs and ProBlogger job boards that are well worth checking out. You'll be getting paid to write much earlier than you think. So the steps I've outlined there are more than enough to get you started, and this job has serious cash potential which earns this job the crown and a solid 9 out of 10 cash rating on our scale. But any of these jobs in this video are all great options for you if you want to make money online. It's really about choosing something when it comes to a job that you're interested in doing, because you're going to be doing that job probably for 8 hours a day if you're doing it full time, right? So you actually want to be enjoying the job that you're doing. But in this day and age, you can choose any high income skill, any high income job, put in the work to learn it, study it with free tutorials online, courses online, study it and practice it, get good at it, build a portfolio, and go out there and get any job you want. There's so many virtual jobs online. And I remember when I first started, trying to make money online before I even started my businesses back in the day, I was looking for online jobs and I couldn't find anything. But today you guys have it easy. You just need to choose something that you enjoy doing, try out a few different things, and then once you find something that you even have a little bit of passion about, put in the work to learn more about it, study a little bit on YouTube and all of these course platforms, and practice it. Actually do it, build a portfolio, even do some free work just to get that portfolio, then go out there and find a high-paying job for yourself. Now, in this video, I've given you a bunch of ideas to get started earning good money online, but there's another method that I didn't tell you about, okay? So if you want to know how I went from working in a call center, earning minimum wage, to traveling the world, running multiple 7-figure businesses, I'll tell you the single business model that allowed me to do it. If that sounds good to you, check out the link in the description below this video where I'll tell you everything you need to know to earn your first $10,000 online with drop servicing. So as always, I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you over in the next video after you've liked, commented, subscribed, and done everything else that every other YouTuber asks. I'll see you over there.